Hello and welcome back to another Made with Love tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to basket weave. Yes, it looks like a basket. A basket weave, as you can see, is using a combination of knit stitches and purl stitches to create these lovely textures. Now I'm going to show you how to basket weave. I have cast on 12 stitches here, so each cluster is 3 stitches across and 4 rows long. So I am at the end of a cluster that I've just finished right here. As you can see, these are the knit stitches with the V's, the purl stitches with the bumps, the knit stitches with the V's, and the purl stitches with the bumps. And to create that little basket weave texture, what we have to do is after the 4th row of a cluster, we change. So normally with a knit stitch, you'd have your working yarn at the back, but in order to change the cluster, we're going to bring our working yarn to the front and purl a stitch. So we're going to purl the first 3. If you don't know how to purl stitch, I do have a video on that, another tutorial. So you purl the first 3 stitches like so. And then when you get to the next bit, where usually you would purl if you were carrying on this pattern, but we're changing cluster. So now the important part here when we're going across clusters is to bring your working yarn from the back to the front. The important thing when you're working with basket weave is when you change a cluster, you want to make sure that you're changing your working yarn position. So if you want to purl stitch, obviously you have to have your yarn at the front. Whereas if you're knit stitching, you want to have your yarn at the back. So you have to take it from the front, through the middle of your stitches to the back of your work. And this is because we're changing a cluster. We're now going to knit 3 like so. And that's your knit 3. And then to go on to the next cluster, we're going to bring our working yarn from the back to the front in order to purl 3 stitches. And then again, to finish the row, we're going to take our working yarn from the front to the back in order to knit 3 stitches. And then when we change we turn our work to do the next row, we're now going to follow the pattern that we've just created. So we're going to purl, because we see the bumps, we're going to purl with our working yarn at the front. And when we see the V's, now we are going to bring our working yarn from the front to the back and knit 3. 1, 2, 3. And then as we can see, the bumps are here again, so that means we're going to purl stitch. We're going to bring the working yarn from the back to the front, and we're going to purl 3. And then to finish off the row, we're going to bring the working yarn from the back, and to finish off the row, we're going to bring our working yarn from the front to the back in order to knit the last 3 stitches. And when I turn it over, you're going to see how we started to create that next cluster here. Like so, as you can see, we've gone from purl stitches to knit stitches to purl stitches, back to knit stitches here. And to create that pattern, you would follow that again. So like I said at the beginning, you do it in clusters of 3 stitches by 4 rows, and that creates the lovely basket weave effect. Thank you for watching that Made with Love tutorial. I hope it was useful to you, but if you need any more help with your knitting or anything crafty, we have plenty more tutorials where that came from. So for now, keep making with love.